Welcome to the StockMinter.com studios. I'm your StockMinter, Brian Johnson. Had a bearish start to the day, only to see the bulls pull it right back up. The bulls do not want to give the bears too much ground, it appears, coming into the holiday season. Tech was strong coming back today. Tech was strong today. Go figure. Coming into the holiday season is exactly what I would expect. Now we should be looking at necessarily some things to buy maybe during for the holiday season. Keep those in mind as we push forward. And keep this in mind as well. I actually like to play the futures. I do a lot of futures trading, and today was actually a great day to play the futures. Things moved very, very consistently. I thought they moved very well, right down into certain support and areas I had, and right back up into resistance areas I had, and so that gave me an opportunity to trade from an intraday basis today, not a swing trading basis, but from an intraday basis. It certainly worked out very well. Very useful to have if you're a golfer and you go to the course with a 7-iron. Yeah, you can do all right, but it sure is nice to go to the golf course with a 7-iron and a putter and a pitching wedge and a driver and a 3-wood and a and a 5-iron, something. All that really helps you in your golf game. Same thing is true in trading. If you don't know how to trade the futures, if you don't know how to short, if you don't know how to play options, all of those things can really help you within your trading. If all you do is buy stock, you're just going to the golf course with a 7-iron. So I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but within my mentoring course, I cover how to trade futures, how to trade options, how to trade things like commodities, if you're into that kind of stuff, or currencies, and how to short. If you don't know how to short stock, wow, I mean, that's really, really useful. All that can really add a lot to your trading. So keep that in mind coming up over the holiday season. If that's stuff you need help with, now's the time to get it, coming into the end of the year, preparing for next year. So what we saw today was the move down, move back up again, kind of left us break even on the day. You'll see on the daily it just kind of left us with this big hammer candle, for lack of a better word, right here at the top. And we never broke any levels. We never got below the 50. We never got below the 20. This is where we're stuck, right in between these moving averages here. We just can't seem to break these levels at all. So we're going to wait. If you're a more conservative trader, great, good for you. Wait for these levels to be broke before you make your trades, because as of today, we didn't really get any direction. And the market internals really didn't help us. They on the way down this morning, and they really didn't confirm on the way up this afternoon. It's kind of the strangest thing. So we didn't get a lot. While we did get a lot of movement, we didn't get a lot of confirmation from what was going on internal-wise. Still waiting for these breaks, guys. It's just really just that simple. I'm still more neutral to bullish. Kind of coming into the holiday season, that's usually the direction that the markets want to go. NASDAQ, you can see, did break above this area finally. We did get above 2150. That was my play for those of you to the long side. However, it didn't happen until the very, very end of the day. So you might want to wait till tomorrow to see if you get a more definite break to the upside and see what the markets bring you. But 2150 is still a good area to start looking at. A little bit of a long play that gets you up and over the 20-day, which now we've gotten up and over and closed above the 20-day moving average on the NASDAQ. Good plays, potentially right around the corner for us here coming into Thanksgiving and the weekend. But watch this very closely coming into tomorrow. These could be setting up very well for a nice long play within the markets. SPX, same thing. Big drop, come right back up, finish right at 1197, looking for that break above 1200. Sure looks very plausible. So be watching this very closely, once again, coming into tomorrow's trading. See if we don't get a break of this area up here. That would be a very good place to start looking for a long play. Then you've got to be careful. 1205-ish, 1210, 1215. There's a lot of overhead resistance on the way up. But if the bulls get anxious into the holiday season, these overhead resistance areas are not going to last long. They should not act as very strong overhead resistance in the bigger picture. SPX daily as well, putting in that little hammer candle here. You can see by the end of the day, what do we finish? Down 0.16%. So a big run today, all the way down, all the way back up. 14 points down, 14 points back up. This is a big run. Great opportunity to be playing the markets on an intraday basis. Like I said, if you don't know how to intraday trade, it can be very useful when the markets move sideways like this. Still looking for those breaks above that 1200 and ultimately back below here is where I'd like you to get short if you want to do something like that. That's the most conservative place. For the week, not going to talk about it. It's one day into it. VIX started up, moved all the way back down. So here we are, right back into this little channel. It just does not want to leave that area. No pressure at all on the market to necessarily panic and bring the bears in. Everything's holding perfectly within this formation that we're seeing. And as panic maybe starts, the exhale comes from the market, and everything returns to normal, along with the VIX moving back down today. Here it was, Apple breaking over 310. Hope you guys caught it. Talked about it last week, talked about it all weekend long for you guys. Break above 310 took you up to 313. If you're holding it, good for you. This could turn into a pretty decent trade. So make sure you move stops if you haven't already. But here above 310, perfect trade in Apple. Made for a very nice move today of $3 for you. Back above the 20-day moving average and closed above the 20-day moving average. Looking for confirmation of that move tomorrow. From a weekly, looking for breaks up and over 320, 322. And then we should really be off to the races into the holiday season. That's what I would expect, at least from Apple, if it can break up and over these areas. FAS 60-minute here never got back above the blue line, never got back below this lower area down here, so no trading today on FAS. Same thing with the daily. We got a poke below 22, but no, we didn't stick below 22. Maybe you took a trade there. This might have been a failed trade today. If it tries it again, I'd still opportunity, I think, to go short below that $22 mark. Maybe below 2175-ish or so for the more conservative. Same thing on FAZ. We never really got back above 1250, and we never got below this area for sure, obviously. Not breaking the blue line, so let's look for a push above 1250 tomorrow for a trade on the FAZ. Here you can see it just wandering its way sideways. There's a lot of overhead resistance here. It's holding very well. Really need a break up and over 1250 to get me into FAZ from this point forward. Otherwise, back below 1150 is your trade to the short side. Watch that carefully. If this market is going to continue to rally, it's got to bring the banks with it. The banks have got to move with it. So this whole Ireland thing, I know, is on the back burner, and they're just waiting for the word. And I think maybe once that deal has been struck and once that has all been worked out and arranged, that will be when we finally see maybe the banks make a bounce. And then the rest of the market can certainly just, carry it along with it. That should make for some pretty heavy, I would think a pretty heavy run in the markets if the banks can really get bullish here coming into the next week or two. Keep those areas in mind that we talked about today. I'll be back with you again tomorrow night. If you're an intraday trader, good trading today. If you're not an intraday trader, if you're not familiar with options, futures, shorting, any of that stuff, you're missing out. You're only playing half the game. You're only playing offense, you're not playing defense, and that overall will not help you become a more profitable trader. You got to be able to play both sides of the ball. So get a hold of me, talk to me about the mentoring, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.